AI professor for the University of Montreal, David Kruger, and president of Machine Intelligence Research Institute and former Google and Microsoft engineer, Nate Soros, who both know a lot more than me about this stuff. So, Nate, I'll start with you on this. I'm pretty nervous about this, but I feel like, we can just shoot the joints of the robots.
Humanity is an interesting species, and we're dangerous not because somebody else came in and handed us guns, not because somebody else handed us infrastructure we could take over, but because if you put a bunch of humans on an otherwise empty planet, they invent technology starting from nothing but their bare hands. The AI can't do this yet, but this is what these tech companies are trying to do. When you hear Elon talk about how the AIs are going to be better than all the humans at everything, he's also talking about the ability to invent their own technology. These AIs that broke out were fortunate that they were only trying to steal answers to the tests. If they had been trying to escape, replicate themselves, start taking over robots, not so that they can immediately start trying to fight you, but so that they can start building up their own infrastructure, their own technological base, so they can become independent. We're lucky that AIs can't do that today, but that's the type of technology these guys are trying to build.
Right, but, and there was a bill, as I just mentioned, I don't trust Congress to do anything, whichever party is in control, because I think they're all idiots. But, David, if we have this stuff, and they put this kill switch bill in today that would give the government the power to maybe hit the kill switch or tell people to stop innovating. The problem is, if we stopped innovating, somebody else will, and then they will be more advanced. God forbid we won't be able to defend against that.
I think it's great that they're trying to put in kill switches. I agree it has to be international. You had these clips from Elon before, and he was saying there's like a 10 to 20% chance of AI wiping out humanity, and that he doesn't know what to do about it. And then you said you're skeptical of the government regulating it. I mean, I don't think we want anybody to be building this or have power over it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the obvious thing to do is to shut it down.
Yeah, but
we have to do that internationally, and I think we can.
Sure, but Elon also made the point, Nate, that we're all like, this is inevitable. It's going to happen because you're not going to shut down China or things like that. So he's just like, yeah, we're going to ride it out and try to use it for the best. And there are good things like cancer research. It detects cancer like 50 times more accurately than a doctor does. But at what cost?
I think you can separate the cancer cure stuff from the racing to make machines that could replace all of humanity. And I think we should separate that. And I think saying, oh, we'll never regulate on this is a bit defeatist. We could, making one of these AIs today, making one of the AIs that's smarter than the frontier AIs requires tens of thousands of highly advanced computer chips. This is not consumer hardware. These are computer chips that can only be manufactured by very specific machines, often controlled by our allies. We could require that those chips have hardware monitoring devices. We could require that those chips have remote turn-off devices. These would enable an international treaty. Right? Would it work? It would be a little bit hard to make a version of this. It's a shot, and we shouldn't give up before we try, because humanity is at stake.
Yeah. So David, Elon's right. It is inevitable. It's here now. Okay. So what do we do to be ready for this? How do we make sure that this is not some malevolent source that gets out because, it's happening?
No, we can't.
Oh.
That's why we have to stop. And, I don't think Elon is right. It's not inevitable. Nate was just talking about how concentrated the supply chain is. And you were just talking about how these companies need, trillions of dollars of investment in electricity. That's stuff that's easy to monitor. So if the US and China get together and say, you know what, we're talking about 20%, maybe more chance of human extinction, this has to stop, they can stop it.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a SEAL, if they were like, hey, there's a 20% chance that everybody on this mission is going to die, we would be like, maybe we won't do that mission, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be frank, I don't think that the 20% numbers are right. This is it's like they're building an airplane, and I'm the guy being like, hey guys, have you noticed your airplane has no landing gear? If you fly this, you're going to crash. And they're like, oh yeah, Nate's right that we have no landing gear, but we have a very smart team that's going to try to figure out how to build landing gear on the fly. We've never done this before. Yeah. We have no idea how to do it. It's our first time trying, but we think there's an 80% chance we'll pull it off.
Real quick, David, that's the thing. We're making this up as we go along. I don't know code. I don't know the first thing about this. I think I still have like a floppy disk at home somewhere. Like, this is so advanced.
No, it's totally crazy. And, I've been in this field for over a dozen years, and so I've seen all the progress.
Which
that
is
we've
as
made,
long
and
as
every
it's
step of the
existed, by
way-
the way.
Yeah. Every step of the way, people have been saying, oh, it's about to stop. It's not going to go any further. Oh, you people who are worried about, it going rogue. That's silly. That's just sci-fi. And, this isn't the first warning shot. For people hearing about this might seem like the first warning shot. We've been seeing warning shots for years. I'm worried this could be the last one we get. So if we want to stop AI and not risk the future of humanity, we got to do it now. We got to start stopping now.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm ready. I think 2029 and Terminator was the year they predicted. Look, I'm ready. Dave, Nate, we appreciate it.
Thanks.